The eclipse is over. But your real test just began. These next 48 hours are not normal time. They are a spiritual countdown. What happens between now and 3 days from today will decide what path you step into for the rest of this year. For some, this is a trap. The energy will drain them, confuse them, and push them into fear. But for the chosen ones, this is a portal of power, unlike anything we've seen before. You cannot afford to treat the days ahead like ordinary days. Miss this, and the opportunity will close. Step into it, and your true assignment will finally be revealed. The cosmic storm has passed. The blood moon and total lunar eclipse have completed their sacred work upon the soul of humanity. But if you think the event is over, you have misunderstood the very nature of cosmic evolution. The silence you feel now is not an ending. It is the most critical beginning of this decade. The next 48 hours are the integration chamber, the sacred window where the galactic codes just downloaded into your DNA will either anchor and activate, catapulting you into a new timeline, or be rejected, leaving you in spiritual vertigo, forever feeling like you missed a turn you can never find again. The universe has performed a grand reset, wiping the karmic slate clean. Ancestral wounds, hidden contracts, and looping patterns have been cauterized by lunar fire, but the space they occupied is now a vacuum, and in these next 48 hours, something will rush in to fill it. It will either be the high-frequency light of your 5D self, or the familiar static of old fears and limitations. The choice is yours. That is why I am here to guide you through the 5 urgent actions you must take to secure the blessings of this gateway, and step fully into your soul's highest destiny. The first and most critical action you must take is to embrace radical stillness and perform an immediate energetic triage. This is not a suggestion, it is a spiritual imperative. Your entire multi-dimensional body, your physical vessel, your emotional body, your etheric template, and your astral self, has just undergone the equivalent of psychic surgery without anesthesia. You have been unplugged from an old dying matrix and plugged into a new crystalline grid of potential. To rush back into the noise, the chaos, the demands, and the low-frequency drama of the 3D world right now is spiritual malpractice. It is like leaving the operating table and immediately trying to run a marathon. You will not only fail, but you will cause profound and lasting damage to your newly upgraded system. The portal's energies have made your auric field incredibly porous, sensitive, and receptive. This is a gift, but it is also a vulnerability. Every conversation, every piece of media, every thought you entertain will be absorbed directly into your core blueprint. You must, for the next 48 hours, become the fierce and loving guardian of your own energy. This means canceling all non-essential appointments. It means informing loved ones that you are taking a period of sacred silence. It means turning off the television, logging out of social media, and silencing the endless notifications on your phone. The digital realm, in particular, is a psychic battlefield right now, filled with the collective fear, anxiety, and confusion of those who are unconsciously processing this massive shift. Engaging with it is like trying to drink from a poisoned well when your body is craving pure living water. This act of creating a silent container around yourself is not about avoidance. It is about reverence. It is about honoring the profound work that has just been done. In the silence you will begin to hear, not with your ears, but with your soul. The eclipse has left a sacred echo in the ether, a residual frequency that contains personalized instructions for your path forward. These are the whispers of your higher self, the nudges of your spirit guides, the clarifying insights that will solve problems you've been wrestling with for years. But they cannot compete with the shouting of the outside world. They can only be heard in the quiet sanctuary you create for yourself. This is the time for an energetic triage. Find a quiet place where you will not be disturbed. Lie down and close your eyes. Begin to scan your body, from the tips of your toes to the crown of your head. Do not judge what you find. Simply notice. Where do you feel a strange buzzing or electrical sensation? That is the location of a new light code activation, a dormant piece of your spiritual DNA coming online. Where do you feel an unusual tightness, a soreness, or an ache? That is where a dense old karmic knot was just forcibly untangled and removed. The residual ache is the space healing itself. And where do you feel a surprising emptiness, a hollow feeling that might even feel a little strange or scary? Do not fear it. That is the space of pure potential, the vacuum created by the removal of a limiting belief or an old identity. This is the fertile ground where you will plant the seeds of your new reality. Breathe into each of these sensations. Send them love, send them gratitude. Acknowledge the incredible transformation your body is navigating on your behalf. This is not passive rest, it is active integration. It is the conscious and deliberate process of allowing the celestial energies to settle, recalibrate, and harmonize within your being, solidifying the monumental shift that has just occurred. If you can feel this profound shift, this deep call to stillness, I want you to go to the comments right now and type "I honor the sacred silence." By writing it, you are making a pact with your soul to protect this fragile, powerful new beginning. You are anchoring this intention into the collective field of awakening. Ignoring this call to stillness is the single biggest mistake you can make. The consequences are not abstract, they are tangible. If you dive back into stressful work, heated arguments, or mindless distraction, you risk short-circuiting the entire process. The new energetic pathways that were just carved into your being can collapse. The karmic debris that was purged can be reabsorbed, not just by you but from the chaotic energy of others. You will feel it as a sudden spike in anxiety, a wave of inexplicable depression, a frustrating return of old toxic thought patterns, or a deep soul-level exhaustion that no amount of sleep can fix. This is your system sending out a distress signal, warning you that the integration has been aborted. You will have received the cosmic upgrade package, but you will have failed to install the software. To prevent this, your mission for the next 48 hours is to become a master of gentle, conscious being. Drink copious amounts of purified water, preferably water that you have blessed by placing your hands on the glass and infusing it with an intention of cellular integration and healing. Eat light, clean, living foods. Your body is now a highly sensitive, energetic instrument, and dense, processed foods will ground you back into the very matrix you just unplugged from. A warm bath with Epsom salts or Himalayan pink salt is not an indulgence, it is an essential tool for cleansing your auric field of any psychic static you may have picked up during the eclipse's collective purge. If you can, spend time in nature. You don't need to hike for miles. Simply sit with your back against a tree for 10 minutes. Place your bare feet on the earth. Nature is the great harmonizer. It knows the frequency of divine balance and will gently help your body recalibrate and stabilize its new higher vibration. This period of radical stillness is the foundation upon which all the other steps are built. By creating this sacred container, this silent chrysalis for yourself, you have prepared the ground. You have silenced the noise of the world so you can finally hear the signal of the universe. And now that you are listening, you are ready for the second urgent mandate to consciously decode the messages that are already beginning to flood your awareness. Now that you have created the sacred container of stillness, you are ready for the second urgent mandate. You must learn to decode the quantum downloads and decipher the dreamscape. The total lunar eclipse did not just move celestial bodies, it ripped a temporary shimmering tear in the veil between dimensions. For the next 48 hours, the boundary between your conscious thinking mind and the vast infinite intelligence of your higher self, the Akashic records and the quantum field is almost non-existent. Information that would normally take years of deep meditation or spiritual practice to access is now flooding into your reality, seeking entry through every available channel. But this information does not speak the language of logic or reason. It speaks in the language of symbols, feelings, synchronicities, and archetypes. It communicates through the very fabric of your reality, and if you are not trained to listen, this flood of cosmic data will feel like nothing more than a series of strange coincidences, weird dreams, and unexplainable emotions. You will miss the roadmap that is being unfurled right before your eyes. This is not a passive process. You must become a spiritual cryptographer, an active and engaged interpreter of the universe's most intimate communications. The primary and most potent channel for these downloads is your dream state. Sleep is no longer just for physical rest. For the next 2 nights, it is your primary classroom and integration chamber. As you sleep, your conscious mind, the ego, the gatekeeper, the skeptic, steps aside, and your soul is free to process the immense energetic recalibration of the eclipse. The dreams you are having right now are not the usual nonsensical jumbles of daily anxieties. They are hyper-vivid, often feeling more real than waking life. They are layered with symbolic meaning, direct messages from your subconscious as it grapples with and integrates the new 5D light codes. You might be having flying dreams, a classic sign of soul liberation and a shift into a higher perspective. You might dream of water. If the water is clear and calm, it signifies emotional clarity and cleansing. If it is dark and turbulent, it points to deep-seated emotions that were stirred up by the eclipse and are now ready to be addressed and healed. You might dream of old houses, schools, or childhood homes, representing old versions of yourself, ancestral patterns, or foundational beliefs that are being demolished to make way for the new. Pay close attention to any people who appear. An old friend you haven't seen in years could represent a quality within yourself you need to reclaim. An unknown figure who feels wise and comforting could be a direct visitation from a spirit guide, offering reassurance and direction. The single most important tool you need right now is a journal and a pen placed directly beside your bed. The moment you wake up, before you check your phone, before your feet touch the floor, before the logical mind has a chance to grab hold and dismiss the experience, you must write down everything you can remember. Do not try to analyze it yet. Just capture the raw data, the colors, the feelings, the symbols, the words that were spoken. What was the core emotion of the dream? Were you scared, joyful, confused, at peace? The emotion is the key that unlocks the symbol's meaning for you. A dream about a snake might terrify one person, but for another, it could symbolize profound transformation and healing. The universe is speaking to you in a language that is uniquely yours. Once you have captured the details, you can begin to ask the right questions. What aspect of my life is this dream illuminating? What is the central message my soul is trying to communicate to me? These post-eclipse dreams are not random, they are prescriptive. They are showing you what has been healed, what is still healing, and what your very next step on this new timeline needs to be. To ignore them is to leave your soul's urgent mail unopened. The second channel of communication is through synchronicities in your waking life. For the next 48 hours, the universe will be leaving you a trail of cosmic breadcrumbs, and you must become a master at noticing them. The word coincidence must be temporarily erased from your vocabulary. There are no coincidences in a high-frequency energetic field. There is only resonance and reflection. This means paying attention to repeating number sequences. Seeing 1111, 222, 333, or 444 is not just a cute quirk, it is a direct ping from the universe. 1111 is an activation code, a sign that your thoughts are manifesting instantly and you are in perfect alignment with your new path. 444 is a sign of profound angelic protection, a message that you are being fully supported and guided as you navigate this new terrain. These are not superstitions, they are vibrational markers. When you see one, pause. Take a deep breath, ask yourself, what was I just thinking about? What was I just feeling? The number sequence is the universe's way of underlining that thought or feeling, confirming its importance. It is a cosmic yes or a pay attention to this. If you have had a vivid or strange dream in the last 24 hours, or if you have noticed a powerful synchronicity already, I want you to go to the comments right now and type "I am decoding the messages." This is your declaration to the universe that you are listening, that you are open, and that you are ready to understand the sacred language of your soul. Affirm it, anchor it, and watch as the messages become even clearer. Beyond numbers, synchronicities will appear in other forms. You might be wrestling with a problem, and you will suddenly overhear a conversation between strangers that contains the exact answer you have been looking for. You might see an animal that is not common in your area. A hawk circling overhead, a call to see things from a higher perspective, a spider weaving a web in your path, a message about creativity and manifesting your reality, or a butterfly landing on you, a symbol of profound transformation being completed. These are your spirit animal guides making their presence known, offering their wisdom and energy to you. Pay attention to music. A song may come on the radio with lyrics that speak directly to your heart, offering the perfect piece of advice or comfort you needed in that exact moment. You might find a feather on the ground on a windless day, another powerful sign from your guardian angels that they are with you. The key is to shift from a passive observer of your life to an active participant in a grand magical conversation. Treat your reality like a sacred text that is constantly revealing new layers of meaning. Keep a section in your journal specifically for these synchronicities. Write down the event, the time, and what was happening in your inner world at that moment. Over the next 48 hours, a pattern will begin to emerge. A theme will become clear. This is the universe, in its infinite intelligence, confirming the messages you received in your dreams and giving you tangible real-world evidence that you are on the right path. Finally, the third and most undeniable channel is your own physical body. Your body is a highly sensitive energetic barometer, and it is processing this eclipse energy far faster than your mind. It does not lie, and it cannot be fooled. In these 48 hours, you must learn to listen to its subtle and sometimes not so subtle signals. You might experience sudden, inexplicable chills or waves of goosebumps, often called truth bumps. This happens when you hear, say, or think something that is in absolute resonance with your soul's truth. It is a full-body confirmation, a physical yes from the universe. Conversely, you might feel a sudden knot in your stomach or a wave of nausea when thinking about a particular person, offer, or decision. This is your solar plexus chakra, your center of intuition, screaming no. It is an energetic boundary being drawn, a clear warning that this path is not in alignment with your newly upgraded frequency. Pay attention to a feeling of expansion in your chest, a warmth that spreads through your heart space. This is the signature of heart-centered alignment, indicating that a choice or thought is aligned with love, joy, and your highest purpose. You may also experience ringing in your ears, a phenomenon many are reporting with increasing frequency. This is not always a medical issue. Often it is a sign of a frequency adjustment or a direct download of information from your guides. Some teachings say ringing in the right ear pertains to the physical world and your path forward, while ringing in the left relates to your spiritual and emotional state. Whether this resonates or not, acknowledge it as a form of communication. Do not dismiss it. Pause and ask, what is the message here for me? Your body's language is the most direct and honest feedback you will ever receive. Trusting its wisdom over the fearful chatter of your mind is one of the greatest acts of self-love and spiritual sovereignty you can practice during this critical integration window. By weaving together the insights from your dreams, the confirmations from your waking reality, and the infallible wisdom of your physical vessel, you create a three-part navigation system that will guide you flawlessly through the next 48 hours and beyond. You are now listening. You are now decoding. The map is in your hands, and now it is time to take the first deliberate steps into your new world. You have created the silent, sacred space. You have attuned your senses to the language of the cosmos, decoding the messages flowing through your dreams and the synchronicities of your waking world. Now, with this newfound clarity, you arrive at the third, and perhaps most terrifying and liberating mandate of this 48-hour window. You must perform a conscious karmic severance. This is the moment of the great release. The eclipse, in its infinite wisdom, did not just illuminate what you need to embrace. It cast a brilliant, undeniable spotlight on everything you must let go of. It has acted like a divine diagnostic tool, showing you the energetic cancers, the parasitic attachments, and the rusted broken chains that have been silently draining your life force and keeping you anchored to a timeline that has already expired. For years, perhaps lifetimes, these attachments have been hidden in the shadows of your subconscious, but now, they are visible. You can feel them. You can see them in your mind's eye. The eclipse has done its part. It has loosened their grip, but it will not make the final cut for you. That is an act of free will. That is an act of sovereignty, and it is an act you must perform now, within this potent energetic window, or risk having these chains re-solidify, stronger and more deeply embedded than ever before. Understand what you are dealing with. These are not mere memories or bad habits. They are living, breathing, energetic structures called etheric cords. You have cords connecting you to every person you have ever had a significant emotional interaction with, every place you have left a piece of your heart, every trauma you have endured, and every vow you have ever made, consciously or unconsciously. Healthy cords, based in unconditional love, are like threads of beautiful shimmering light, but the cords the eclipse has revealed are the unhealthy ones. They are the thick, dark, tar-like cables of resentment, obligation, guilt, shame, and unrequited longing. They are the cords of codependency that drain your energy and feed the insecurities of another. They are the cords of ancestral trauma that have you playing out the same painful patterns as your parents and their parents before them. They are the cords attached to past versions of yourself, the victim, the failure, the unworthy child, that keep you tethered to a self-concept that is no longer true. As long as these cords remain attached to your energy field, you are not free. You can receive all the divine light in the universe, but it will leak out through these gaping wounds. You cannot ascend into a 5D reality while dragging the baggage of your 3D past. It is a matter of spiritual physics. This is why this step is not optional. It is the great purification. It is the sacred burning. It is you, standing in your power, and declaring with every fiber of your being, this ends now. The first step in this severance is identification. Your dream work and synchronicity tracking from the previous step have already given you your list. Look at it now. Who are the people whose names have been appearing in your dreams, or whose faces have been flashing in your mind for no apparent reason, especially those connected to pain or a feeling of being stuck? This is not about blaming them or banishing them from your life in a physical sense, though that may sometimes be necessary. This is about severing the unhealthy energetic dynamic between you. It is about taking back the power you have given them, and returning the energy they have projected onto you. What are the recurring thoughts or limiting beliefs that have been screaming for your attention? I'm not worthy of love. I will always be broke. I'm too old to start over. These are not your thoughts. They are energetic programs, viruses in your mental software that were installed by family, society, or past experiences. The eclipse has created a system-wide antivirus scan. Now you must consciously hit the delete button. What situations in your life feel like a cage? A soul-crushing job, a toxic friendship, a living environment that stifles your spirit. The feeling of being trapped is your soul's most honest signal that a karmic contract associated with that situation is now complete. You have learned the lesson. The assignment is over. To remain is to choose the cage when the door has been swung wide open. And do not underestimate the power of the physical. Look around your home. Every object you own holds a frequency. That gift from an ex you keep out of guilt. It holds the stagnant energy of that dead relationship. Those clothes you never wear, but keep, because they remind you of a time you were thinner or happier. They are anchors to the past, whispering that your best days are behind you. The clutter, the broken items, the dust-filled corners, they are all physical manifestations of inner chaos and unresolved energy. Your home is a temple for your newly upgraded energetic body. To keep it filled with relics of a life you have outgrown is to invite the old frequencies to linger. This severance must happen on all levels: emotional, mental, spiritual, and physical. It is a holistic exorcism of your past self to make way for the future you. If you are feeling the truth of this in your bones, if you are ready to cut the cords, to release the weight of the past, and reclaim your sovereign energy, I want you to go to the comments right now and write, "I am so very Jane. I release all that is not mine." Feel the power in that declaration. This is not just typing words on a screen. This is a digital ritual. This is you planting a flag in the quantum field, announcing your liberation to the universe. This is you taking back your throne. Now we move from identification to action. This is the sacred ritual. You will need uninterrupted time, a pen and paper, and a safe place to burn the paper. A fireproof bowl or your fireplace will do. First, ground your energy. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and imagine roots growing from the base of your spine, digging deep into the heart of Mother Earth. Feel her stabilizing, loving energy rise up, filling your entire being. Then call in your spiritual support system. Ask your higher self, your guardian angels, Archangel Michael, the great protector and cord cutter, and any ascended masters you resonate with to be present, to hold sacred space, and to lend their strength to this process. You are not doing this alone. On your piece of paper, begin to write down everything and everyone you are choosing to release. Do not censor yourself. Write the names of people, the limiting beliefs, the fears, the habits, the situations. Pour all the pain, the anger, the grief associated with them onto the page. Let the paper become a container for the density you are no longer willing to carry. When you are finished, read it aloud one last time. Acknowledge the lessons each of these experiences taught you. Thank them for their role in your journey, for they have made you who you are. This is not about bypassing the pain. It is about honoring it as a teacher whose lessons are now complete. Now for the severance. Hold the paper in your hands and say, with power and conviction, something like this: I now release all energetic attachments, contracts and karmic ties across all timelines, dimensions and realities that are no longer in alignment with my highest good. I reclaim all of my power, my light and my energy that I have given away, and I return, with love and forgiveness, all energy that is not mine. By the power of my sovereign free will, I declare these connections complete, and so it is. Now safely light the paper on fire. As you watch it burn, visualize the flames as a divine violet fire of transmutation. See the cords connecting you to these things, dissolving into ash, turning into pure neutral light. Feel the lightness in your energy field as the weight is lifted. Feel the empty spaces where the cords used to be. The next step is a water ritual. Take a shower or a bath, and as the water flows over you, visualize it as liquid white light. Set the intention for the water to wash away any residual energetic debris, to cleanse your aura, and to purify your entire being. See all the old dark energy spiraling down the drain, returning to the earth to be neutralized. When you emerge, you are energetically reborn. The final piece of this severance is physical. Take a trash bag. Walk through your home with the eyes of your future self. What in this space belongs to the person you were, not the person you are becoming. Be ruthless. Let go of the sentimental clutter that keeps you energetically tethered to the past. As you place each item in the bag, thank it and release it with love. Getting this stagnant energy out of your physical space is a non-negotiable step. It sends a thunderous signal to the universe that you are not playing games. You are making real, tangible space for the new blessings that are already on their way to you. A digital declutter is just as important. Go through your phone. Delete old text conversations that hold painful energy. Unfollow social media accounts that make you feel less than. Clean the desktop of your computer. Your digital space is an extension of your mental space. Cleanse it with the same intention. After this process, you may feel a strange mix of emotions. You might feel incredibly light and free. You might also feel a wave of sadness or grief. This is normal. You are grieving the death of an old identity. Allow yourself to feel it without judgment. But know this: after the grief comes a profound sense of peace. It is the peace of emptiness, the quiet of the void. And this void is not something to be feared. It is the most sacred space of all. It is the fertile darkness of the womb, the quantum field of pure potential. where your new reality is waiting to be born. Resisting the urge to immediately fill that void with old comforts and distractions is the final test of this stage. Sit in the sacred emptiness, trust that the universe abhors a vacuum and is already conspiring to fill it with miracles beyond your wildest dreams. You have done the work. You have cleared the vessel. You are now ready to receive. You have journeyed through the fire and the flood. You have honored the sacred silence, decoded the universe's secret language, and bravely severed the karmic chains that bound you to a life that was never fully yours. You have cleared the vessel, and now it stands empty, pristine, humming with the clean, quiet resonance of pure potential. This brings us to the final 2 urgent mandates for this 48-hour sacred window, the steps that will turn this profound clearing into a magnificent creation. The 4th mandate is to consciously seed your new timeline. The universe, in its infinite wisdom and efficiency, abhors a vacuum. The energetic space you have just so courageously cleared will be filled. There is no question about that. The only question is, will it be filled by your conscious, deliberate, heart-centered intention, or will it be filled by the default programming of your old fears, societal conditioning, and the chaotic frequencies of the collective unconscious? This is the moment of supreme creative power. For the next 48 hours, you are not just a human being, you are a living portal, a bridge between the unmanifest and the manifest. Your thoughts, your feelings, and your words have taken on a staggering level of magnetic and creative potency. The gap between your inner world and your outer reality has collapsed. What you focus on now with intensity and emotion, you will draw to you with breathtaking speed. To waste this opportunity on worry, doubt, or indecision is a spiritual tragedy. It is like being handed the keys to the kingdom and choosing to sit outside the gates, wondering if you are worthy of entering. This is not about making a frantic to-do list or setting rigid, ego-driven goals. That is the old 3D paradigm of struggle, force, and control. This is about attuning yourself to the frequency of the reality you wish to inhabit. It is about feeling it into existence. Your mind can only create variations of what it has already known. Your heart, on the other hand, can create worlds that have never been. Therefore, this process must begin not in your head, but in your heart. Find your quiet space once again, the sanctuary you created in step 1. Place your hands over your heart, close your eyes, and take a few deep, slow breaths. Ask yourself this simple but profound question. In this new chapter of my life, how do I want to feel? Do not think about what you want to have or what you want to do. Start with the feeling. Do you want to feel expansive and free? Do you want to feel deeply cherished and adored? Do you want to feel creatively on fire and inspired? Do you want to feel a profound sense of peace and security? Let the feeling state be your North Star. Linger on it. Amplify it in your chest until it expands and fills every cell of your body. Let it become so real, so palpable, that you can almost taste it. This feeling is the vibrational signature of your desired timeline. It is the homing signal you are sending out to the quantum field. Once you have anchored into this core feeling, now you can begin to flesh it out with imagery. Allow your imagination, the divine faculty of creation, to paint a picture of a life that evokes this feeling. What does a day in this new reality look like? See yourself waking up in the morning, not with a sense of dread, but with that feeling of expansive peace. What are you doing? Who are you with? What does your environment look like? Engage all of your senses. What are the sounds, the smells, the tastes of this new life? Make it as vivid and real as a memory. This is not mere daydreaming. This is a form of quantum travel. You are energetically visiting your future self, sampling the frequency of your destiny, and creating a powerful neurological pathway in your brain that will guide your actions and perceptions toward that reality. The more you can feel it now, the faster the universe can rearrange itself to match your inner state. Your job is not to figure out the how. The how is the domain of the universe, and its intelligence is infinitely greater than your conscious mind's. Your job is to remain unwavering in the what, and the why, the what of the vision and the why of the feeling. To anchor this vision from the ethereal into the physical, you will now create a quantum manifest. This is not a vision board in the traditional sense. This is a sacred document, a written contract with the universe. On a clean sheet of paper, right at the top, I am now joyfully receiving, and then begin to write out your intentions as if they have already happened. Use the present tense and infuse every word with the feeling you cultivated in your heart. Instead of "I want to find a loving partner," write "I am so grateful to be in a deeply loving, respectful, and passionate relationship with a partner who mirrors my soul." Instead of "I hope to get a better job," write "I am thriving in a career that fills me with purpose, joy, and abundant financial flow." Write about your health, your creativity, your home, your spiritual connection. Write until your heart feels like it is going to burst with joy and gratitude. When you are finished, sign and date it. Read it aloud with conviction. Feel the truth of these words ringing through your entire being. Place this document somewhere sacred, on your altar, under your pillow, or in a special box. You have now issued a clear, powerful, and high-frequency directive to the cosmos. You have seeded your new timeline. As you navigate the next 48 hours, your primary task is to be the fierce guardian of this new frequency. Every time a thought of doubt, fear, or worry arises, and it will, as the old programming fights for its survival, you must consciously choose to pivot. Acknowledge the old thought without judgment, perhaps even with a sense of gratitude for how it once tried to protect you, and then immediately and deliberately replace it with the feeling state of your new reality. This is the inner work. This is the moment-to-moment practice of vibrational alignment. It is choosing the new timeline over and over again, until it becomes your dominant default state of being. Which brings us to the fifth and final urgent mandate. Embody the future self now. This is the ultimate integration. All the clearing, decoding, and seeding have led to this final critical action. It is no longer enough to simply hold the vision of your future self. For the next 48 hours, you must begin to act, think, speak, and make choices, as if you are already that person. This is the principle of act as if taken to a quantum level. It is the bridge that closes the final gap between your current reality and your desired one. The universe responds not to what you want, but to who you are being. To manifest a new reality, you must become a vibrational match for it first. You cannot wait for the circumstances to change before you change. You must change, and then the circumstances will have no choice but to follow. So ask yourself, how would the version of me who is already living in abundant peace and joy start their day? Would they scroll through social media first thing, or would they take 5 minutes to meditate and set a positive intention? Do that. How would the version of me who is deeply cherished and adored speak to themselves in the mirror? Would they criticize their appearance, or would they look into their own eyes with love and appreciation? Do that. How would the version of me who is a successful, inspired, creative professional manage their time? Would they procrastinate and fall into distraction, or would they dedicate even just 30 minutes of focused energy to their craft? Do that. These are not huge, monumental shifts. They are small, subtle, but profoundly powerful choices that signal to the universe that you are no longer waiting for permission to become the person you were born to be. You are claiming it now. This embodiment extends to every decision you make. When faced with a choice, whether it's what to eat for lunch, whether to say yes or no to an invitation, or how to respond to a challenging email, pause and ask, what choice would the highest, most empowered version of myself make right now? The answer will be immediate, clear, and will always lead you toward expansion, self-respect, and love, even if it feels uncomfortable or unfamiliar to your old self. This is about consciously breaking the patterns of the past. It is about choosing the unfamiliar path of your future over the well-trodden road of your history. If your old self would have complained, choose gratitude. If your old self would have gossiped, choose silence. If your old self would have settled, choose to honor your worth. Every single one of these small acts of embodiment is a vote for your new timeline. It is you, in real time, rewriting your personal history, and building the energetic momentum that will make your new reality inevitable. This 48-hour window is your chrysalis. It is a sacred, potent, and finite period of accelerated transformation. By embracing radical stillness, you have created the container. By decoding the downloads, you have received the map. By performing the karmic severance, you have cleared the path. By seeding your new timeline, you have set the destination. And now, by embodying your future self, you are taking the first powerful steps on that path, collapsing time and pulling your future into your now. This is not just a passing astrological event, it is a profound initiation. You are being invited to graduate from an old level of consciousness and step into a new paradigm of existence, one of empowerment, sovereignty, and conscious creation. The portal is open, the energy is primed, the choice, as always, is yours. Do not let this moment pass you by. The universe has done its part. Now it is your turn to meet it with courage, with intention, and with the unwavering belief that you are worthy of the magnificent life that is waiting for you on the other side of this threshold. This journey we have taken together is a testament to your soul's readiness to evolve. You felt the call, and you answered. If this message has activated something deep within you, if you feel the resonance of truth in these words, I want you to make one final declaration in the comments. Type, "I am my future self now." This is the ultimate anchor. This is you sealing your transformation with a final powerful act of conscious intent. It is your graduation certificate from the old world. Welcome to the new you.